Rotor fans, let me talk to you. New episode here today of RailTalk from the Classic Club here at Moderna Field. We've done 5 of these now, I believe, and they've been a lot of fun. But number 6 today is probably going to be the most sentimental to me. And given the situation of this weekend and what we're going to have here on Sunday, it would be fitting to have the GOAT, the all-time greatest Cleburne railroader of all time. And he hates me saying that. Zach Nehrir, welcome back to La Moderna, my man.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Brad.
This is going to be fun, man. This team, its existence since 2017, there's been ups, there's been downs. You came on board in 2019 and really started to set the bar. You were a part of a group that set the culture of what this team still lives by today. I want to go back to 2019 when you first got here. Coming to a small Texas town. You came from Wichita, which the Wingnuts, all the success there. And now you come to a franchise, you come to an organization trying to find their identity. What was that like for you early on here in Cleburne?
It was fun. It was different. I was in Wichita. I was on the back end, but obviously going there, very storied franchise, a lot of success in the American Association. Really was my first taste of independent ball after being released too, and we had a great team there, good chemistry. Not to get too in the weeds of things, but after found out Wingnuts weren't going to be a thing. Josh Robertson, the general manager there, was starting to try to find places for people, so I got traded to Lincoln. And then right after that, he got offered the GM job here, and my wife now, friend then, was living in Texas, and it was 2019 was a good opportunity. One, I wanted to be with Josh, all the guys, and then also knowing that Natalie, my now wife, was down here too, and we were starting to talk. I was like, this is a great opportunity to further my opportunity and grow as a ball player, but also get to connect more with her again. And I was like, I need to be in Texas. Like I need to be there. Like I didn't see a different option. So coming here. I already knew some of the guys, obviously, from playing in Wichita, but, we had a core group of guys that I'd play with there that I knew were going to be here, had good chemistry with, and it transcended more than just the on-field stuff. It's like that core group was, guys that were going to carry themselves the right way off the field and be good to each other in the clubhouse. Because sometimes you get a lot of personalities, and you might play well on the field, but if you're not getting along and you're not playing well, those teams usually aren't successful. So getting to be with a group of guys, create a chemistry and environment here that kind of just bred like brotherhood and family, not only on the field but off the field too. It was a cool thing to be a part of and really easy, and it wasn't difficult, I would say, to like establish, if that makes sense. Like it kind of just seemed natural.
Let's talk about 2019 a little more. Your general manager, Josh Robertson, as you mentioned, brought a number of players in. He also brought in Brent Cleveland to manage the team, a former teammate of yours in Wichita. As this team came together in 2019, now none of you were a part of the 2018 team. However, the Cleburne 2018 team, terrible. Let's just call it for what it was, 33-66. Coming in 2019, there was a lot of excitement. Everyone knows who Josh Robertson is in terms of the American Association and the success that he was able to put together with teams in Wichita. As he put his fingerprints on things in 2019 with the first team that you were a part of, setting that culture and that expectation of winning, was that difficult right out of the gate, knowing that, hey, here you are in a market where this fan base is starving for success because they had none really in the first 2 years of the organization? What was the mindset coming in with that 2019 team?
I'd say it's less difficult, more exciting, because like they wanted a winning product. I had a pleasure for playing, for a bunch of great people and being in locker rooms with Brent Cleveland's and Logan Watkins and all these people. But everywhere I went, it seemed like whoever was in charge of putting the teams together put really good teams together. So, and Josh was, for my tenure in, independent baseball, like the large part of that, if not, the majority. So he always put a good product and a good collection of players together, not just from a statistical standpoint, but from a culture standpoint, from a chemistry standpoint. So he did really well. But yeah, I think it was exciting. I mean, we came in, we knew that our group that had come in from Wichita, was kind of taking over the bulk of what was here or adding to it. So it was like there was still key pieces from Cleburne that were already established, and then we were bringing in some good key pieces from Wichita. So we were like, we got no reason not to succeed here, So less. I forget the word you used, but it was exciting, and we knew we wanted to do it for ourselves to have fun and win, because winning is fun. But at the same time, we knew this fan base was starved for it, and we wanted to bring that product for them on the field.
You quickly became one of the faces of this organization in 2019. Initially, it was through your play on the field. Fans at that time didn't know the person of who Zach Nehrir was. You changed that very quickly. I've always said you're the best center fielder I've ever seen. You're even a better human being. And what I mean by that is the way you carry yourself, your relationship with the Lord. You are one that takes your role with our youth very seriously. You always make time for the kids. After every game, you make time for the kids. Talk about the importance of that role in terms of not just you and how you treated it, but baseball players in general, in terms of being that role model for our youth.
Yeah, I mean, it's the next generation's our future, and I mean, some of these kids, and I was that kid making these ball players and any athlete I looked up to larger than life. They were larger than life to me. And I think even some people in our society and in culture today, they put athletes on too high of a pedestal. We're just people, we're all just people when it comes down to it. Mm-hmm. I know it's easier said than done to look at athletes and top performers like that. They're really great at doing something, but bringing it back down to a human level, I'm no better than anybody else, and for me to think that because I do good things on a baseball field, I'm too cool or too high to spend time with somebody after a game because I had a bad game or something. I'm sure there were days where it was hard for me to do that, but it's no. If I could take 2 seconds and sign a ball or have a good conversation with a kid, and it makes all the difference in the world to him. Some of these kids, they look at you like you're a big leaguer. That's insane. It's amazing to me, and to be able to provide that and take part in that is awesome. Even this Sunday, getting an opportunity to sign some more autographs. It's that'll probably be the last time that I get to do that ever. Thinking about it, if I come out here every now and then, someone will ask, right? But someone wants my signature, I'm just a guy.
Not here, you're not.
You gotta treat people with love. And you talk about my faith. Yeah, my faith's the most important thing to me. And especially with a lot of the stuff going on in the world today, it's you need to lead with love, and God uses people to reach people, and I'm trying to be a vessel to let Him work through me, and that might be that only opportunity for that kid or that person to experience some of God's grace and love. So hopefully I can impart that to people when I interact with them, and that's what I tried to do while I was here. So leave a place better than you found it, and that's what I try to do everywhere I went.
Sunday will be a celebration for you. And what I find so unique about this coming Sunday is the fact of, in your career, during the height of your career here in Cleburne, you were never one to want to talk about yourself. You never wanted to talk about your accolades. You never wanted to talk about your successes. You always wanted to talk about the team's success. Now fast forward here this Sunday. It's going to be all about you, as it should be. Is that going to be tough for you to take in?
For sure. Yeah, I already had a conversation with my wife about this. It's I don't want to talk about me and all this stuff. And it is about Cleburne too. It's about my time here in Cleburne and what this organization meant to me. I mean, you're saying what I meant to the people in this organization here as well. But yeah, I mean, back in my head, I'm still well, I didn't get them a ring. We didn't win a championship. So it's well, I'm not no, it was a failure. We had a lot of success here, we won a lot of games. But yeah, I mean, it's a time to celebrate and look back on, what an amazing tenure I had here. And not only from an individual perspective, but it's the teammates I had, the brotherhoods that were created, the friendships and family bonds that were established. Your family, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that like made a big impact on my life. Like I live an hour away from here now. I'm from Orange County, California, and I live in Parker County, Texas. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know what Parker County was. I don't know what Cleburne was, but it made a big enough impact on my life to where I live close to here now. You know, so yeah, it'll be a little hard, and I'm not going to talk about myself very much. So sorry if people want to hear about me, but you know, it was an amazing time. I'm flattered to be honored, but like I said, I'm just a guy, and I was a little better at hitting the white thing and chasing down balls in the outfield than maybe the next guy. But I'm just grateful for it all.
Let's talk a minute about hitting that little white thing as you talk about. Now as your career's over and you look back and you reflect on your performances, I want to just throw some numbers out here at you. These are categories in which you lead this organization all the time in. Games played, you lead the organization all the time. Runs scored, you lead the organization all the time. Hits, 344 of them. You own this organization's all-time record. Stolen bases in a single season, well, Malik Smith just took it from you last week.
Yeah. I talked to Josh about that. I should have run more.
Right. But you had that coming in. I could go on and on and on. Now that your career's over, you've played your last competitive game. Do you look back and think, it's pretty cool that I was able to do all those things?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, coming up too, like when I was a kid, I was shy and like not overly cocky or confident necessarily, and you know, I knew I could play a little bit, but you know, as I kept going on and levels, you know, played at a little bit higher level, and my peers were doing amazing things, and I was starting to do some things like, okay, I can play a little bit, like I might have a chance in this game, and then you start to buy into it, and you know, you get to a certain point where you start to take away the self-limiting beliefs like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. You start thinking, what can I really do? So, you know, a big part of my journey in this sport was, you know, the mentality of it. It's like baseball is harder than any other sport, at least in my opinion, and you fail more than any other sport. And you're supposed to still stay positive and, you know, believe you can succeed even though you're failing so much. Any other sport, you fail 70% of the time, probably not going to last very long. But yeah, you know, while I was in Cleburne, I kind of got over that hurdle of like, you know, it's time to stop, you know, thinking like, you know, can I do this? You know, do I want this last at bat when I'm 0 for 4, 3 punch outs? And got to the point where I was like, yeah, why not me? Like, let's go. Like, I'll be the guy. Like, you know, why not? You know, there's a will, there's a way, anything's possible. You know, I believe that God had me here. I believe God brought me here and opened doors for me to be here. So having that kind of mental shift and having the team first mentality. I mean, we've had so many conversations. I didn't want to know my average till the year was over. I didn't want to know stats. Like, you know stuff generally in the back of your head, but I didn't like the scoreboard. Like, I didn't want to know all that because I'd get too caught up in it. I just wanted, like, let's win games, let's hit balls hard, let's compete, and then let's see where things fall where they may, or let things fall where they may at the end of the year. You do that, you focus on the team, things usually end up how you want them. So, yeah, I'm pumped to look back and hear you say those things and, you know, see what I was able to help provide for this organization and those teams that I was a part of.
You say you don't want to hear stats. I'm going to shove a few more of them at you. 6 hits in a game.
Yeah.
All-time team record, tied for the all-time American Association record. Home run derby champion.
Yeah, that one was nice.
Multiple-time defensive player of the year standout. Multiple-time all-star. There's nothing you haven't done in this league. When you look back now, in terms of between the lines, I feel like as someone that covered you for 4 years, you left it all out there. There was nothing left to do. There was nothing left individually to accomplish. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I would say for a long time it ate at me that, like, why didn't I get another opportunity? Because as a player, I mean, even in affiliated ball, I felt like I was mentally not where I needed to be to succeed, you know, year over year, and I grew a lot in my time in independent ball, and some people might be like, well, indie ball was easier. Well, I faced a lot better pitching here, in my opinion, over all those years, and I grew and matured a lot and had a better understanding for my approach and how I wanted to compete. So for a long time I was like, you know, a little upset that I didn't get another opportunity in affiliated ball, but you know, God had a plan for me. That wasn't my road, and I think things ended up how they were supposed to, and you know, I am proud of what I was able to achieve and do in this league. I apologize. What was the last part of the question?
Did you feel like you achieved everything individually from
an
individual standpoint?
Yeah, and I probably could have kept playing a little longer, but, you know, and I'm so grateful to the American Association, Cleburne, Wichita, and even Milwaukee that one year for helping me keep the dream alive and continue to chase. Because all these guys here, they're trying to still, you know, elevate, get to affiliated baseball, maybe play in the big leagues, and I got to the point where it didn't look like that was going to be possible anymore for me, so I decided it was time to move on, and you know, I don't have any regrets. So it was great.
I want to ask you about a couple of your teammates during your time here. I was fortunate enough a couple of weeks ago to celebrate 750 broadcasts with the team, and the greatest compliment that I have ever been given professionally with this organization came from Hill Alexander, and he said, I quote, "When I think of the Cleburne Railroaders, I think of Zach Nehrir, Chase Simpson, and Brad Allred." For me to be, I get choked up, for me to be in the same, sentence with someone like you and someone like Chase means the world to me. And to hear it from Hill Alexander, someone you're very close with, meant the world to me. Talk about your relationship with Hill and what kind of player he was.
Well, first off, you better not ever sell yourself short, because you know your family to all of us.
Yeah.
And as much as you are really good and you do a great job giving everybody else recognition, like recognition where recognition's due. You've been here since day one, I'm pretty sure, and you are, you know, almost the head of this family, and you keep the guys together and the culture and all that. So
about you.
You're as much of a part of that as anybody else. Okay, yeah. Hill, and I'm sure we'll get the other guys, like, they're family. Like, I love Hill. He's a brother. And you know, that relationship is one of the ones that I made during my time here that is going to transcend my time on the field and has, you know, tenfold. Like, not only just as a friend, or I call him family now, but brother in Christ. Like, he's someone that helped continue to build my faith, hold me accountable when times got tough, and that we could be there for each other and bounce things off each other. And people see the on-field stuff, but people don't fully grasp, I think, how, this isn't me on my soapbox, like how hard it can be at times, though, being away for weeks on end and not seeing your family, and the 14-hour bus rides and being forced to eat McDonald's or something else when you don't really have access to something, or just stuff at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. It's like, there are times where it's hard. There are times where you're wondering, like, and you're 0 for 12 in 3 games, like, what the heck am I doing? So you need, you know, someone to help keep you, and, you know, Chase was that. Nestor's been that. Hill Alexander's been that. Like, there's other guys I could say that have been that, but Hill is definitely one of the special ones, and, you know, I still keep in contact with him. I will talk to that guy till the day I die. So, yeah, I love that guy.
This team's success over the 4 years, it would not have been what it was without yourself and Chase Simpson. Chase had his number retired a couple of years ago, and as you look out on that outfield wall, you see 17 and Simpson. Sunday night, you're going to see 14 and Nehrir right there next to him. Talk about Chase, and talk about you two and your journey together in this organization.
I could say so much about Chase Simpson. I first met Chase in Wichita, and Chase, for at least the younger people out there, talk about aura. They talk about aura a lot, right? He had this aura where he was a big leaguer. I found myself in indie ball for the first time, and I was like, this guy belongs for sure. And you can just tell by the way he carries himself. And I didn't really get to know him that well in Wichita. It happened in Cleburne. So we came here, and, you know, he just exuded this confidence. He was a leader by example, spoke as a leader. And pretty quickly we realized our priorities are very similar. So we kind of like paired up, you know, and from then on, I mean, we were best of friends and still are, you know, and to be able to compete with him for 4 years, to push each other. You know, one of us wouldn't get the job done, the other one would. And one of us was slumping hard, we'd pick each other up. And for years, you just said 4 years, you know, we were competing together. And yeah, I mean, honor is the thing that I think, you know, and there isn't a player or a teammate that I had over my entire career that I wouldn't want to honor and exalt more, just from people that I played with, than Chase Simpson. for what he meant to me as a teammate, a brother, a friend, and just what he meant to my career and help lift me up too, because he made me better. He challenged me in the best type of way. And I think you need that healthy competition and camaraderie, but also it was from a loving place, not like sometimes it can be a hostile thing amongst teammates. But no, I mean, we wanted the best for each other all the time, and he pushed me, he made me better, and he's another guy, better man than he is a player, and he was a heck of a player, So to be able to have my name up there, I mean, I never thought my name would be retired on any wall, anywhere, but for it to be up there on that wall next to his, like, couldn't pick a better name to be up there.
Talk about heck of a player, also was a heck of a manager and a manager of yours. Talk about Logan Watkins.
I mean, I got to play with him. I got to play for him. And I've known him for years, and we still talk. Big leaguer, load of knowledge. He could help all sides of the game. And, I mean, you talk about putting good teams together, too. I mean, him and Josh Robertson have a lot longer history, but they both know how to procure players. Those guys put good teams together. So he did a really good job creating an environment after Josh had left, too, here to where we could breed a winning culture. And being able to do that's one thing. Being able to manage the players while all that's going down is another. And him not being so far removed from the game, I think, was a good thing for him. He related to a lot of the players, but he did a great job whenever we were all in the locker room and things weren't necessarily going the best. Like, we could lean on him, he could lean on us. We'd have conversations together. What can be better? Like, that's rare for a manager to do those things, or at least I think it is. And in my career, it seemed like it was. But yeah, I mean, if I had any issue, hey, this might happen. Hey, I might have to miss a game because of something else, or something personal is going on. I could go to him and I could talk to him about those things. But it's funny because people see, oh yeah, former teammate, former manager, but he's also a friend. So it was a little interesting for the first year or two. It's like, okay, he's my manager, but I also knew him as a player. We were like boys together in the locker room. But no, I love that guy to death as well, and I'm grateful for the impact he's had on me as a player and the doors he's helped open, and how much he's gone to bat for me, trying to get me more opportunities, and helping support me as a player like he did on and off the field.
There would be no Zach Nehrir in Cleburne without Josh Robertson. Talk about what Josh means to you.
I mean, we're just going down the list. Josh was, funny story, I got released in 2017, and I was unsure if I was going to continue to play or retire. I played in a winter league in California in Palm Springs, ended up signing to a team, another independent ball team in Central or Northern California. I don't even remember the league, USPBL maybe. And I signed a contract to go play there. And talent from an American Association or from an independent ball scale was at the bottom, like bottom tier, but a foot in the door. And I knew Austin Boyle. I knew Austin Boyle. He created an opportunity for me to play in a little 3-game series with Brent Dean and some other former wingnuts that knew Josh well and were in camp with Josh. So I played there, showed well, played well, and then they were calling Josh about me. I was calling Josh about me. He was like, all right, who's this guy, doing his research, and then was like, yeah, let's get you out here. But then I had already signed to go somewhere. So without even knowing me, he fought for me. I mean, he could have looked at my stats like, yeah, they're okay. Then he got released, and then been done. But, he trusted those guys. We had a good conversation, so he fought for me from day one, trying to get my other contract, basically get me released from that team so he could sign me. So that was the first thing we ran into. Then went into Wichita. Wichita's got a very storied history. We need to get into all of it, but like we talked a little bit about it before, it's like very, very successful franchise. And I didn't understand. I didn't know what Lawrence Dumont Stadium was. I didn't understand the magnitude of the franchise that I was getting into in the organization. So getting there from day one, I was like, oh, okay, you can feel the expectation to win, the success that's been here. And he welcomed me like family. His wife, his daughters, everybody's so kind to me. And I wouldn't say that was, foreign to me, but from a professional baseball standpoint, it was. So for them to welcome me into their family, barbecues, I was just part of the Wingnuts family from day one. Now, I ran with the opportunity. I had some success in Wichita, played well, and continued to grow my relationship with him. And he's also family. And then that team folded. Like I said earlier, I had to go to Lincoln, but I was like, I want to be with Josh. I want to be with my guys. They're my family. It was that quick. It was that one season. It was how he treated me, the things he did for me, the other players. It was like, this is the family that I'm a part of. If I'm going to compete, I want to compete with them. So again, he had to fight tooth and nail to get me from Bobby Brown and Lincoln. I know Austin Boyle was part of the trade. I don't know if it was 5 or 6 players to be named later, but there was a lot of back and forth, and it didn't look like anything was going to get done, and he fought for me. And I'll be forever grateful for that, because not only did he get me from there to be here with him and my baseball family, but now I'm married with a kid and hopefully another one on the way soon. And I wouldn't have been able to explore the opportunity for that relationship if I wasn't here in 2019 that summer. I could, but it wouldn't have been the same. So, I'm forever grateful to that man. I love that man. I wish I saw more of that man. I got to talk to that man more, but he was here making trips down here. You could go to him with anything. He would treat you like a son. I owe a lot to that man, and I love him. Can't wait to give him a bear hug when I see him.
The greatest trade of all time. 6, count them, 6 players to be named later to Lincoln for this man, Zach Nehrir. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball. Final teammate I'm going to ask you about. And the most important, Natalie Nehrir.
Yeah. Well, you get me emotional now, Brad. Yeah, Natalie, I love you. Love my son, James. I can't say that we wouldn't have gotten married and things wouldn't have worked out if I wasn't here in Cleburne necessarily. Maybe they did, but being here and getting to explore that relationship, realize pretty quickly that we're supposed to be married and have a family, Cleburne afforded me that opportunity and helped me figure that out quickly. Now, the sacrifices she made to allow me to keep playing are vast. And most, it's a hard, like I mentioned before, playing is a hard life, but I would say being the spouse of a ball player is even harder because you're gone. We didn't have any kids. I had teammates with kids, we're single parenting while we're off playing a game, but she was working alone for years, dating and then into marriage, was okay with me being gone playing, continuing to chase this dream, and help support that. And I will forever be grateful to her for that. And I love her to death. I love the life we've been able to create and the foundation we've been able to make. But, our time here, and also shout out Judy and Charlie Patton, my host parents here. Every year I was in Cleburne except the last one because we had moved up here and decided we wanted to make home base here. They were as much a part of that and helping facilitate that relationship with her too. So, I'm super grateful to them. I'm super grateful to Cleburne, and I'm super grateful to my wife, and will forever be grateful for her for the sacrifices she made so I could play a kid's game and try to make it.
As we wrap this up, I've got one statement and one question for you that I'd like for you to respond to.
Okay.
The statement is quite simple. La Moderna Field's the house that Zach Nehrir built.
I don't know about that. Oh man, well, it's very honoring and also humbling to hear that and to think that I could have had a big enough impact for someone to even say something like that. Hopefully, like I said earlier, the interactions I had with people on a day-to-day basis help positively impact them and draw them closer to the Lord in some way. But yeah, I would say to that, this house helped build me as much as I did anything here. Mm-hmm. This place and the people in it.
Final question for you. Sunday night, you're going to have the opportunity to address the people here at La Moderna Field. But now I'm going to give you the opportunity to look into that camera right there and address every Cleburne Railroader fan, everyone that's ever watched you in this stadium or on TV or wherever they've watched you. You have the opportunity right now to tell them whatever you want to tell them. What would you say?
Well, first off, thank you. And family, friend, wherever you guys were watching from, whether it was streaming or here in person, like, we don't play without y'all's support. So thank you for that. Know that we do it. We do it for the fans in large part, especially here in Cleburne. Nothing would make me happier than having a packed house out here and the support from the faithful, or seeing comments or hearing stuff from Brad about what people at home are saying about games we had or things that happened. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm also going to be forever grateful to you guys, the times you help create and cultivate. It's the support here. I mean, not only just fan to fan, the host family groups, the season ticket holders. Like, I know most of you by name, and you've had an impact in my life as well. So I'm just forever grateful, and we appreciate you. Doesn't get said enough, but we appreciate you. Thank you.
I have had the beauty and the privilege of calling every Cleburne Railroader game in this team's history. I've also had the privilege of calling every game that you have worn the Cleburne Railroader uniform in this team's history. I'm going to say this on Sunday, but I'm going to tell it to you now. I will die on this mountain. You are the greatest Cleburne Railroader ever put on the uniform. You're the most influential player, not only for these fans, but for me. You made me a better man. You made me a better broadcaster. You made me a better father. Thank you. Thank you, Zach Nehrir, for being the greatest Cleburne Railroader of all time. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for making me cry and become a soup sandwich. But most importantly, we thank you for you, buddy, and we look forward to celebrating you on Sunday.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you.
How do you properly thank the greatest player you've ever seen? How do you articulate the many moments that left you and many others on the edge of their seats? Do you do it by recalling catch after catch after catch in center field that brought fans to their feet? Do you do it by reminiscing of all the game-winning hits?
Here's the pitch. This one belted to left. This is going back, and Cleburne's gonna win it. Zach Nehrir walks it off. Roaders win. Roaders win.
Zach Nehrir. Railroaders win. Railroaders win. Railroaders win.
Do you do it by talking about the numerous team records that he owns? Do you do it by remembering all those moments that he would share with young fans aspiring to be just like number 14? There are good baseball players. There's also great men. Then there's Zach Nehrir.
Zach, congratulations, brother. What an honor it was to play with you. What an honor it is to be a part of this day that is getting to honor you, and it's so rightfully deserved. The impact that you've made on the city of Cleburne, the Railroaders organization as a whole, I think it's really hard to measure just from the individual that you are.
Hey, Zach. Congratulations on having your number 14 retired by the Cleburne Railroaders. This is an honor that's well deserved, my friend. I can talk about your greatness in your baseball career all day long, and I do very, very often with people. Defensively, you were a highlight reel each and every game. Your accomplishments were astounding. MVP of the Miles Wolf Cup, several-time All-Star representing the Railroaders, the All-Star Home Run Derby champion, and you led us to the playoffs several times. And these are just to name a few.
Zach Nehrir, what's up? It's your second favorite Railroaders broadcaster, Denning Garrick here. Congratulations on a well-earned jersey retirement. You are obviously not only one of the greats in Railroaders history, but in the entire American Association's history.
Congratulations, Zach. Well deserved. I remember after every game, you coming out of the dugout and a lot of kids were down there, and you would sign an autograph for each and every one of them. And they looked at you with admiration. You were their hero. You were their role model, and we appreciate you for that. And one of my precious memories is every time you knew where I sat, and every time you would come to the on-deck circle, you would look at me, I would look at you, and I'd give you the hit sign. I'd touch the brim of my hat, run my hand across my chest, and point and get a hit. And you would acknowledge that with a touch the brim or just shake your head. Let me know you got my sign, and then you would step up to the plate and deliver it. Melly and I love you, and we thank you for all that you've done for the Cleburne Railroaders in Cleburne, Texas.
You can definitely add up all of the accolades and records and hits and homers and all the things that you've done on the field, but I don't think any of that comes close to what you've done off the field because of the man that you are, the man of faith that you are, the example that you set for kids, the example that you set for men and leading men. And I think that's something that you were called to do and gifted to do, and I just couldn't be more thrilled and happy to know you and our friendship carry on past the baseball field. It's been a blessing to my life, a blessing to my family's life, and I just love you, man.
Hey Zach, you're the greatest center fielder I've ever played with and one of the greatest men I've ever met. I love you very much.
And there's so much that I want to say about you as a player. I just loved watching you go to work day in and day out, knowing that every day you showed up to the ballpark, you were going to bring it 100%. Watching you play center field is just a treat. And I can't tell you how many times Brad and I would go on the road, you'd make another great diving catch, and we'd talk to the radio guy for that team, and they'd be like, man, that Nehrir, he can really play center field. And we were like, yeah, it's the best part of our job, getting to watch him play out there.
You were an incredible player, Zach. You're an incredible teammate, leader, and the face of our organization for several years, not only on the field, but in the locker room, in the community, and throughout the American Association. But it was not the player you were, but the man you are, whether you were on or off the field. Your faith in Jesus Christ and your walk with him was contagious and will always be impactful to those around you. I remember my first season there, before the season even started. I walked out to an empty stadium on the concourse, and I saw this young, dark-haired, bearded man sitting in the stands reading the Bible. That was my first impression of you, and that was a difference maker. And I was so fortunate to be part of the Railroad organization, and it was a pleasure to share that time together.
Zach, congratulations on this amazing achievement. We are so honored at MJ Properties to be able to be a part of this. To watch you on the field and off the field all those years was such a blessing to me and my family and so many other people. To watch the role model you were, to watch how you interacted with fans. You were truly one of a kind, Zach, to watch you love your family, your fans, and your friends. Congratulations again.
Zach Nehrir, congratulations, buddy. And Natalie and baby James, congratulations to you. It's a family affair. Brad told me to keep this at 2 minutes, so I'll try to keep it under 5. Just my style, but he'll probably chop it up anyway. Love you, Brad. I remember signing you in 2018 in Wichita. Didn't expect this 25-year-old to come in and hit 3,000 with 70 RBIs, 7 bombs, 40 stolen bases, cover the outfield from foul pole to foul pole and second to center, but you did. And then after the 18 season, when we fell short to the Kansas City T-Bones and they tore the stadium down, I remember making a promise to all of you players that I would find a place for you guys to go. And I had already traded you to Lincoln. And then on the eve of getting rid of the entire roster, per the American Association, I got the opportunity to come to Cleburne via John Junker. And I knew that the first two players that I wanted to come with me was you and Jay Simpson. But Bobby Brown and Lincoln already had you. And I had to convince him to give you back to me. Kind of like draft day on the pancake eating situation. But I ended up, I think, trading 6 players to be named later, and he eventually caved in and relinquished you back to me. And then we got to come to Cleburne together. And that was awesome. We got to make our first playoff appearance together. But aside of all the acclimates that you have accomplished, which certainly one of the best outfielders in Cleburne Railroader history and one of the best outfielders in American Association history, I always believed in all the years that I did this, it wasn't just about signing the baseball player, it was about signing the person. And you're an unbelievable human being. You're a God-fearing man. You've always used yourself as a vessel to draw your teammates closer to God. And in today's world, we need a lot of that. But I never had to worry about how you were going to be on or off the field. I knew what you were going to do on the field, but in the clubhouse, you were a leader and an inspiration and a great teammate and a great brother. And I'm so very proud of you. And I'm honored of the 4 years that we got to spend together. And obviously we've kept in touch, but this is truly an honor, brother. And it's very well deserved. And I'm very proud of you. Always have been. And I'm very thankful that I get to be here with you for this ceremony. And love you very much. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, El Capitan. It's Jeff, the voice of the Railroaders, saying hello to Zach Nehrir, the greatest center fielder ever to play the game for the Cleburne Railroaders. And I just want to say congratulations to you. Why? Because when I heard that they were going to retire number 14 here at the ballpark, I thought to myself, there couldn't be a greater person than Zach Nehrir than to have his number retired.
Big Zach, it's Shark. Want to give a big shout out. Congratulations, getting your jersey retired. We all knew this day would come. Well deserved. The mayor of Cleburne, absolute legend. You know, it was an honor and a privilege to be teammates, share the locker room with you for both of our last years playing. You know, Hill, he had to one-up us, play one more year, even though we knew his body was broken too. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, you're the epitome of what it is, man, to be a captain, a leader. You know, we need more Zach Nehriers, not only in the baseball community, but just life in general. Super bummed I can't be there, but, you know, I'm sure Jim and Rhonda Swan will be FaceTiming me Sunday night during the ceremony. But congratulations, man. You're one of my best friends. You know, you're a treat to be around, and, you know, the next generation of baseball players getting to learn from you, both mentally, skills-wise. You know, they're in for a real treat, man. But, you know, what's more legendary and what also I think should be retired, not just your jersey, but probably that cold tub in the Cleburne locker room for, man, over 3 seasons, keeping your body healthy. That thing has been through some horror stories, man. No, I'm just playing with you.
A leader, a natural leader. You were a captain for a reason. People were drawn to you. You led by example in the clubhouse, out of the clubhouse, on the field, off the field. Defensively, probably one of the best defensive center fielders ever to play the game. Your ability as your talent's unparalleled talent, but your ability to go right, left, charge in, even go back on the ball at the wall and take extra base hits away from the opposing hitters was just simply fantastic. So much fun to watch. So much fun to watch.
It's a wonderful thing to watch him in center field cover so much ground. It was unbelievable. It just seemed like anything hit out there, we got a guy. And then his aggressiveness at the plate, his willing to do anything. But most of all, his leadership in the clubhouse and leading the younger guys or anybody on the team, uplifting them and just really embracing that role of being a leader. But out of all of that, I would say even more so than that, because he's just such an outstanding player, an outstanding hitter, but he's an outstanding guy, an outstanding family man. So getting to know him, talking to him inside the dugout, before the game, during the game, after the game, and all that sort of stuff, on and off the field. He's just an amazing guy, and I can't say enough about him. I'm so honored to have ever met him and consider him a friend. So I just want to say, Zach, congratulations. We're so proud of you, and we're so excited about your number being retired.
Zach, I want to congratulate you on your success, but I want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming into mine and Judy's life and bringing your family, Natalie, Colleen, and Cole. But we appreciate the time you spent with us, and we love you and your family and want to support you in any way we can.
Hey Zach, congratulations. This is a special day. It's also special for us because you shared 3 years of your life. We want to thank you for sharing your family. We want to thank you for sharing your strength.
But want to tell you that you're number one with us, and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Your encouragement, your work is just amazing. We love you so much. And one thing I want you to take from this day is that you are number one, Zach, number one in our life. Thank you again, Zach, for being part of our life.
And family, friend, wherever you guys were watching from, whether it was streaming or here in person, we don't play without y'all's support. So thank you for that. Know that we do it. We do it for the fans in large part, especially here in Cleburne. Nothing would make me happier than having a packed house out here and the support from the faithful, or seeing comments or hearing stuff from Brad about what people at home are saying about games we had or things that happened. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm also going to be forever grateful to you guys, the times you help create and cultivate. It's the support here. I mean, not only just fan to fan, the host family groups, the season ticket holders. I know most of you by name, and you've had an impact in my life as well. So I'm just forever grateful, and we appreciate you. Doesn't get said enough, but we appreciate you. Thank you.
There's only one.
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 Zach Nehrir.
Zach Nehrir.
Zach Nehrir.
There's only one.
There's only one.
Zach Nehrir.
Zach Nehrir.
There's only one Zach Nehrir.